Hello everyone, I'm Govardhani. In this video, we are going to see about an introduction to R programming. Let us see what are all the things we are going to see about this. So introduction, history, why we want to learn R features and R resources. Let us see, like a C programming, Java, R is also one of the programming languages. It is derived from S languages. The most important features that is available in its R programming is a statistical computing and graphical method. It is open source and it is a freeware. So what are all the operating system that support this R programming is it supports all the operating system. It compiles and runs also all the operating systems such as Unix, Mac and Windows. Let us move what are all the statistical and graphical features that is available in this R programming is a machine learning algorithm like supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. Not only the machine learning algorithm, it also support linear regressions and also time series. Let us move on to the history and the evaluations of R programming. So it is initially developed in the Bell Laboratory in the year of 1970s. So it is also derived from the S languages. After completions of S version 1, version 2, version 3 and version 4, R is developed. Let us see who developed this R and S programming. So S was developed by John Chambers and R was developed by Rose Ihaka and Robert Gentleman. The first letter of each author is R, so the name as named as an R programming. So the past decade, why it is so popularity? The one thing it is a free and open sources. The another one is an object oriented and it is growing for the user base and also it is having a scripting features. Let us move why we want to learn R. The first thing we want to learn R is it is a free and open source tool. The large community of the users that are using this R programming, we have a latest cutting technology. It is an independent platform. It is a gateway to lubricate your careers and robot visualization library. And it has a language for statistical and data science. And it is used for every industry. Let us move on to the features of R. So the fast calculation that can be available in this R programming, it is extremely big compatible and we have already said it is an open sources. It also supports the cross platform. We have a wide packages, more than 4,500 packages that is available in this R programming. We have a large standard libraries is available in this R programming. Let us see the programming features of R programming. It is one of the interpreted languages. It supports the matrix arithmetic and also it supports the procedural programming with function and also object programming with generic function. Let us see about the statistical features and programming features of an R programming. We'll come for the statistical features. We have a basic statistics, statistic graphics, probability distributions. Let us move on to programming features. We have a distributed computing and also R packages. Let us move on to the advantages of R. The major advantages in this R programming, it is an open sources. We have a cross platform and it supports the machine learning operations and we have an array of packages, nearly 4,500 plus packages that is available in this R programming. We have a statistics and it is a continuously growing programming language. So we'll see for the disadvantages of R programming. The data handling is a very difficulty in this R programming. We have a less security. It is one of the complicated languages. We have a less speed and difficulty in your visualization and also the management. So where we are using, we'll see about the applications of R programming. So financial sectors, banking, healthcare, social media, e-commerce and manufacturing. So we'll see the real-time applications of an R programming. So real-time we are using Facebook, Twitter, Ford Motor Company, Google, Microsoft, Mozilla and National Weather Services. Let us see the R resources. So one of the important thing in this R programming, we have IDE environment in this R programming, that is integrated development environment. We have a two environment in this. One is R-Guy and the one is R-Studio. The Guy is a graphical user interface. Let's see the R-Guy window. It is a snapshot of the R-Guy window. It looked like this. So let us see the R-Studio window. So in this R-Studio, we have a two partition from left hand side. Again, they have partition into two. So code editor, R console. The right hand side, we have a workspace, history, plots and files. Let us move on to the R packages. So packages is a collection of functions with a comprehensive documents. So what are the packages that are included in this R packages is help, namespace and descriptions. So defaultly while installing this R packages, the packages should be a minimum. If you want to add more packages, you can install by online. It is one of the free way. Let us move on to data processing in R programming. This is open and scripting languages, an environment for statistical computing, data science and graphics. It supports both interactive and also batch mode for data processing. We'll see for what is interactive mode. So like RGuy and RStudio comes under an interactive mode. We have already all those tools that is available in this interactive mode. Just type the code and you have run the command. So that we can call it as an expression into R. So while opening in the RGuy window, the default prompt you to type the expressions. Okay. So let's move on to the batch mode. So in this batch mode, we have two ways. One is a system command line, another one is an R console. Let us see the sequence of command how to do in this batch mode. Initially, we have to prepare a scripting file. Then we have to use the command. Then pass the scripting file to the concerned programming languages through the commands. So execute the scripting file without any human intervention. So this comes under your batch mode. We'll see the examples of batch mode. So initially, we have to mention the programming languages. So we are using R. So that we have mentioned as an R. Then we followed by command cmg. So now we are using in batch mode. So we have represent as a batch. So then we have to use this file. So we have to using two files, script1.r and script2.r. After giving this, you have to execute the file. Okay, so if you want to view the objects in your global environment, so you have to list the object, so you have to give ls command. If you want to remove all the objects from your current environment, you have to use rm command. So this ls and rm that can be used in Linux and Unix operating system. Let us move on how to enter inputs into R programming. Okay, the defaultly while you are opening in an RGuy window, it is an interactive mode. So default prompting is greater than is appear in your window. So after that you have to initialize your variable. After initializing your variable, we have to give an assignment operator. So here the assignment operator look like this, that is a greater than hyphen. So then we have to give the value. So the variable pointing to the value of 1. So then I have given as a print of x. So automatically my x values is printed. Here is 1. So that is then without using a print statement, just giving a variable name, it also shows the output of 1. So again I have given another example message of hi, hello, and again I am giving a print. So it automatically displays the output of hi, hello. So how to evaluation of this entering input? So I have given an x is my variable name followed by my operators and with a value. So just not auto print. So just I am giving for x. So if I want to explicit the printing, I have to give the print of x. It also shows the same output. Again I have given another example of t. So with the integer variable 10 is to 50, so it will shows the sequence of numbers from 10 to 50. Here I will not give any explicit printing. So it will auto print your output. Let us see about an R objects. We have an atomic class of objects in your R programming. So we have a numeric, character, integer, complex, logical. That is true or false. Let us see one by one. Numbers in R is treated as a numeric objects. That is a double precision real numbers. While you are using an integer number in your R, we have to give a capital L in your suffix. Okay, so if you are getting any infinitive values means, so you have to give a special number of INF. So anything divided by 0 that we can consider as an infinitive. Let's move on to attribute in R. It is a metadata of the object. So it will helps to describe the objects. While you are using an attribute in your R programming, you have to use the function of attribute of functions. Let us see the attribute examples of attributes. So you have to give a names, dimension of names. So in this dimension you can represent the matrix, arrays, classes like integers, numeric and length, other user defined attribute and also metadata. So how to create a vectors in R? So with the help of C of function, so you can create a vectors objects and we can concatenating the thing together. So I have given some example with an atomic object. So here I have given an example of variable of x followed by my vectors 0.5 and 0.6. It is a numeric. Then I have given an example with a vectors true false. It is in logical. So instead of true false I have given a t comma f. It also a logical objects. Then I have created a vector of a, b, c considered as a character. Then x of 9 is to 27. It is an integer with a sequence of number from 9 to 29. So it is an integer object. Next I have created a vector 1 plus 0i comma 2 plus 4i. It is a complex vectors. Let us move on to creating a vectors with the function of vector of. So initially you have to initialize the vector of function with the codes I have given as numeric. I didn't represent any numbers here, just I have given a numeric length equal to 10. It shows the output of a 0 of length of 10. If I instead of numeric I have given a number like 1, so it shows the length 1 in length of 10. Okay, so let's see about a mixing of objects. I have given some example of mixing of objects. So here I have created a vector, then 1.7a. So it is a mixing of numeric and also a character. It shows the character objects. So next I have given a true, it is a logical objects, and 2 it is a numeric object, it shows the numeric. Then I have created a vector of character and logical, it shows the logical. Okay, so mixing of object you have to represent like this. Next we have go for explicit coercion. So the explicit coercion from one class to another class we have to use as dot function. Okay, so I have given an example here. The x is my variable name. The sequence of number 0 is to 6. So I want to know what type of object is this. So I want to specify a class of x, that is an attributes. So it will shows the what type of object. So it shows the integer as my object. Next I have using it from one class to another class. I have using an as function. Here I am using as dot numeric of x. It shows the number from 0 to 6. Okay. Next, we are using that same numbers in the logical. So defaultly 0 as in false, and another number it shows a true. So it shows the result from false to true. So next we have converted that number to one character. So as dot character of x is converted to one character as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 using double quotes. Then I have given another variable with a vector a, b, c. So we want to convert one class to another class. Here I am using a numeric function. It shows a warning messages. It will happen explicit coercion. So this type of inputs we have given, it shows a coercion. Next, another coercion is as dot logical of x. There I have represents the characters. So I want to change it as a logical. So it also shows the warning messages, and here it also appear the coercion. Next, I want to convert that character as a complex. So there also the coercions will occur. So that's all about in this video. So in this video we have seen about an introduction of an R programming, features of R programming, why we want to learn R, advantages and disadvantages of R, applications of R programming, R resources, how to enter the inputs in R, a mixing of objects in an R programming, how to create a vectors in R programming, how the explicit coercion that occurs in an R programming. Thank you.